Today is the third and last day of the 52nd Munich International Security Conference. The main themes have been the European refugee crisis and the war in Syria. US Secretary of State John Kerry said the US-led coalition would beat the terrorists of the so-called Islamic State, while Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev dismissed claims that Russian forces were continuing to bombard civilians in Syria and warned of a new Cold War between Russia and the West. Croatia in Munich is being represented by Foreign Minister Miro Kovac and President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović, who held a meeting with the presidents of Bulgaria, Slovenia, Estonia and Poland, all members of the Adriatic, Baltic and Black Sea Initiative she established. The letter that SDSS Vice President and Serb Minority Representative Milorad Pupovac sent to Croatia's top state officials has appeared in the media. In the letter, Pupovac warns that the atmosphere of intolerance is growing, as are messages of hate towards political, ethnic and other minorities in Croatia. President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović has responded by saying that she agrees with Pupovac's claims of growing intolerance, but argues this began before the election of the new government. In this context, she refers to former Prime Minister and SDP leader Zoran Milanovic's sentence, either us or them, and the fact that the Croatian national anthem was satirized in one weekly magazine. She also stresses how she herself is subject to discrimination and discredited because she's a woman. First Deputy Prime Minister and HDZ leader Tomislav Karamarko has said that the HDZ-led Patriotic Coalition and MOST will seek the resignation of HRT's General Director Goran Radman, accusing Croatian television of trying to destroy the political cooperation between MOST and the HDZ. He also said staff at Croatian radio and television should finally begin to behave professionally, objectively, and not favour one political party as they had done until now. HRT's Director of Programs, Sasha Orunic, has responded by rejecting Karamarko's accusations and saying that if he thinks the public broadcaster is not doing its job properly, then he has the right and obligation to launch the correct legal procedure to establish whether that is true or not. He also reminded the Deputy Prime Minister that freedom of the media, and especially the public broadcaster, was the foundation of democracy, and that every groundless attack on it was a direct blow against democracy. After his historic meeting with the head of the Russian Orthodox Church, Patriarch Kirill, in Cuba, Pope Francis is now making a 5-day tour of Mexico. He'll be visiting those parts of the country that are experiencing the most social problems. The pontiff has called on Mexico's leaders to ensure justice and security in the country, where drug violence has taken root, and to give up their privileges. Sport, and in football, Split's Hajduk, on the occasion of its 105th anniversary, defeated Slaven Belupo 2-0 in the 23rd round of the Croatian Football League. The game took place in Split's Poljud Stadium in front of 16,000 spectators. In yesterday's other game, Osijek and Istra played out a goalless draw. Today, Zagreb play Dinamo and Inter take on Split. In regional ABA basketball, Zagreb's Cibona beat the Slovenian side Krka 85-78 last night. Cibona are now in 6th place in the league with 11 wins and 13 losses. Zagreb's Cedevita, who are 3rd in the table, this evening host the Serbian team Metalac. This afternoon's forecast calls for changeable and mostly cloudy weather inland with occasional rain. On the coast, the rain in places will be heavier and there'll be thunderstorms on the Adriatic Sea. There'll be a moderate to strong and in places gale force strength southeasterly Yugo wind, which along the western Istrian coast will turn to a southwesterly towards the end of the day. Highest daily temperatures will be between 11 and 17 degrees Celsius, a little lower in higher areas. The first part of next week will be marked by clouds and rain with snow expected in Gorski Kotar and Lika during Monday night and Tuesday. Winds will turn to a northerly and northeasterly with a northwesterly in eastern regions. Temperatures from Tuesday will be a little lower. There'll be a northeasterly Bura wind on the northern Adriatic tomorrow evening and on Tuesday, which could reach gale force strength in places, while in the south of the country there'll continue to be a southeasterly Yugo wind, which will gradually turn to a southwesterly. The changeable and unstable weather will continue with heavier downpours in places. The precipitation should come to a halt during Wednesday.